Recording in progress.
Right. Hello, everyone. So we have come to another edition of this product seminar. And today's topic is unknowingly, we have all been poisoned for many years. Unknowingly. So we are the victim. All right. I place us as victims because we didn't know. We thought that, the stuff that we pick up from the supermarket with all the many brands, with all the FDAs of the world, with all the regulators, with all the control mechanism, we thought that they will protect us and look after us. But think again. You're on your own, buddy. Yes, you're on your own. Sorry to break it to you guys, but we have been misled in many, many things, many, many things and many ways. So for the last few months, I've been covering on seed oils, how harmful it has been. So today's session, maybe I will water down a little bit about that and things. So let's talk about this, yeah, glyphosate. Have you all heard of that before? Glyphosate? This is a herbicide, all right? You kill weeds, okay? Monsanto patented it, I think way back in 1970s. And yeah, the history of it is already very interesting because the chemicals that they use um, before that was used during wartime. Okay, they used the chemicals to make bombs from, and then there was no war, so they needed to use it somewhere else, and they put it into this glyphosate and fertilizers, and they're the same company made bombs and all these things during the war, Second World War, and they have been utilized to make herbicides and fertilizers and stuff like that for all of us to consume. Now, just pause for a moment, all right? When you put all this poison to kill the weeds, okay? When you put all these poisons to kill the worms and insects, and do you think it won't kill you? It can kill all those, you know, so-called unwanted elements. It won't kill you. You think it won't seep into the fruits or the vegetables, the leaves, you know? So, assuming I'm right, which I believe I am, you are eating all this for some people almost every day, and it's getting into your system. And it's something that is unnatural because it has chemicals. It enters your body, it's going to cause severe inflammation or chronic inflammation after a prolonged period of time. So you have the seed oils, which I have proven and shown you scientifically from the National Institutes of Health published material that talks about it, that how it has caused chronic like cancer, diabetes, and heart, and so many problems, right, with us. We have other things to deal with, okay? And that's not all. All the new what you call a Wi-Fi and all these things, uh, you think about it. The diseases that we know today, I think it's due to modernization. Because 70, 80 years ago, these diseases, they they never existed, or they hardly existed. So what happened? You just have to go back in time, and what has changed? in the human diet, what has changed in the things that have been applied onto agriculture, what are the things that has changed in terms of what's around us, right? Like transmission lines and all these tower and whatever uh, on top of buildings, and we are now living in mostly around the world now, condominiums, apartments, and we have this cell tower and so many things. I mean, these things have changed, isn't it? And I believe these have, to some extent, broken down our immune system because our bodies are getting weaker. Don't you agree? I mean, beyond um,
Something prescribed ba? May ko talaga apply, Jesse.
we cannot dispute the fact that um, our bodies are getting weaker and weaker, but we're not dying or dead like instantly. We are dying slowly. And a lot of us are on maintenance drugs. And again, why should we be even on the maintenance drugs? Who prescribed them? Shouldn't these people be curing us rather than to get us hooked onto these drugs that don't heal us, but make it worse for us? Like you relieve one problem, you create two, you relieve two, kind of thing. So we have to really rethink about the existing system because we are all not getting better because of this system that lasted for a century or more. We are all getting to be very sick. Now, isn't it sad, right? Aren't doctors supposed to heal us? I like to use this analogy about the old days where you have the mechanics, the car mechanics. They try to fix the car. They will grand valve, they will try to do whatever they can, just to get the mechanical parts to work again. They'll modify it. But now you go to these service centers, they don't fix it, they change it. So something is wrong, they change the whole thing. Even a small thing is wrong, right? I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Just a small, teeny, they change the whole thing, right? And it costs a lot of money. So doctors today, yeah, unfortunately, the way they have been trained is to either cut you up or to give you medication, and the medication doesn't heal us. It gets more stronger and stronger as you go along. And then 10 years into it, 15 years into it, you find that, you have this CKD, chronic kidney disease, stage 3, right? And then what do? You start to panic. And then some people, it's even worse because their immune has been compromised. Um, they develop, cancer and other stuff, which is quite sad. Then what are our options? I mean, what really can we do? So if you get sick today, where do you go? What should you do? Just being in this space of healthcare for the last I mean with this device that we are doing for the last almost a year now, it's kind of sad, whenever we talk to people, individuals, just like you and me, all right? It's just that we are lucky, we are still alive, we are still talking, we're just a little bit luckier than them. It could have been us. It could have been us, guys. The most recent one was days ago, and those of you who probably seen it in Facebook, he was wearing a red shirt, and you notice the stomach was quite big. He had lymphoma that spread to his spleen. And him and the wife, they were telling the story that 7 months prior to that, he was healthy, just like you and I, healthy and conscious about what he eats and exercise and you know it's crazy. And then now you see him and you can zoom in. Please go Facebook, go and take a look, all right? The tummy is so big because of water retention. He has to go see, the clean out the water and the legs, right? Water retention, those people with kidney problems, you've seen swollen. Wow. I mean, I don't know but I felt something for another human being, right? How can this happen to him? And there are more stories. There are more stories out there, right? Another lady who came a few weeks ago, and she was using the D178 for 1.5 hours. She has cervical cancer, and after 1.5 hours, really have much appetite. After the 1.5 hours, and I'm not making this up because just about a couple of hours ago, I was there, and the lady who brought her there narrated the story that the daughter and the son they were taken aback because suddenly when they reached a place called Timor, from Ortigas to Timor, she suddenly asked for food. She was hungry. For someone who like nibble food like a mouse, suddenly she had a whole bowl of, food. Wow, that is a wow. It's nice to be able to do that, to see how D178 has helped someone. And of course, now there's how to find the money to buy that part of it. I guess the whole family will just have to work it out because she's on stage 4. You know what I mean? So you're running against time. She's running against time. I feel, but what can I do, right? So they had to go get the money and come back, and because already she felt amazing, just the energy level, the appetite increased immediately, you know. Yeah. So we have a lot of people who are very, very sick. Plus, you see, not only the toxins, chemicals, supermarkets filled with long expiry dates and blah blah blah, right? GMO. You know what's GMO? Genetically modified stuff, So I don't know. I think I read something like if you use glyphosate on normal plants, they will die. But if you use GMO plants, they won't die. They're tolerant to this glyphosate, right? And then, so can you imagine GMO? That means they have been modified to be okay with this glyphosate, this chemical toxic thing. And then we eat those stuff, right? GMO, corn and soya, whatever, right? And it's found into most food system. You just go look at the uh, ingredients in the supermarket. How many of you read the ingredients? Not many of you. And they make the ingredients so small, right? And then when you're past 50 years old, you don't bring your glasses, you cannot read. Maybe that was the whole idea. They don't want you to read, isn't it? Man, this is crazy world that we live in. I don't know. So we gotta be smart. That's what I'm saying. So they poison us, and then when we go see the very people that's supposed to help us, well, they drug us, They make us into drug addicts, and they don't heal us. They just create more problem for us. This is heavy. It's how can humans do that, right? I'm not just making all these false accusations. I'm just trying to open up your heart and your minds so that you can be more cautious for the sake of your family and yourself. All right, guys? So we live in a crazy world that the moment when you say this device or medical device can cure you, wow, people are like, okay, I need to research on it. Maybe I'll ask my doctors. Guys, how much does your doctor know about the alternative label us? How much do they know? The older doctors, they don't even study nutrition or whatnot in their medical schools. And maybe now the younger ones, they probably do or did one semester. So how much do they know? And you are going to ask them. They can only tell you about their medical protocols and what pharmacology and those stuff that they have studied. How can they advise you on something that they don't even know? So are you doing yourself justice by seeking the advice of these professionals? I think you're not doing justice to yourself. Okay. So you need to have a paradigm shift, right? From being controlled by that system that has made us sick. We have to paradigm shift to look at things in the alternative, okay? And that may make us healthier. All right. Then again, if you look at the history of so-called allopathic or mainstream Western medicine, that you don't have to go very far if you follow the money, right? The biggest companies today in the medical field are the pharmaceutical companies, and they're huge. They are Fortune 500, multi-billion-dollar companies. So all these drugs, all these things that they market, they need to control the marketplace. So how do they control the marketplace? Well, the medical schools. That's the beginning. So they make sure that the syllabus in the medical schools are taught according to what they are selling or relevant to what they are selling. And these guys who are smart and enroll themselves in medical schools, they want to help humanity. They want to help others. That's why they became doctors. They unknowingly, yeah, so they're like us. Unknowingly, they went in and they were taught all those things that help sell these pharmaceutical products. Then as they graduate and then they go to the next level, they become medical doctors, they enter the hospital world, and they have been given or assigned jobs. Again, they work you and then they make you into special. So you're orthopedic surgeon, you are gynecologist, you are anesthesiologist, you are oncologist, you know what I mean, right? So after 6 years or so, they become specialists, or 10 years. And that's where they start earning pretty good income. Then some of these doctors, they will look around because by that time, maybe they're up there. They can look around, And they start noticing that, hey, how come the patients are not getting better? How come the heart, stroke, cancer, number one and number two, why aren't people getting better? So they, from unknowing, they got to know. They are stuck because they have commitments. They have big houses, big cars. They have children who are going to private schools. And how many of them can say, enough, let me leave this profession? In Malaysia, we studied what, 6 years to become a doctor? Here in the United States and in the Philippines that follow the American system, you study for 10 years to become a doctor. Now, if your family invested 10 to 12 years, because some of them fail, right? That's a lot of money, guys. And then you work for another 6 to 10 years and you're in this and you become a specialist. And then what? You're going to leave the profession? Wow. So, and these doctors, specialists, they know, but they cannot say it. Because if they say it, they will be reprimanded. Are you with me? They are reprimanded by the medical associations that they belong to. They'll be reprimanded by their hospitals that they work for. And these hospitals that they work for, you won't be surprised. The CEO is not a medical doctor. The CEO is a medical, what you call it, a business graduate, right? MBA maybe, right? And this CEO, this month, he will look or she will look at it. I don't know what's happening. Hang on, hang on. Okay. So this CEO will look at the result or sales or patients or what is the revenue for this doctor, this department, and they go on KPI. Yeah, it's just like sales KPI, right? Key performance index, right? And they'll say, hey, you're not doing so well, huh? You better buck up. Doctors, they have to maintain their KPI. Can you imagine? Guys, it's a business. In case you haven't noticed, nowadays you go to a private hospital, it's like a hotel. And when they know, especially in my country, if they know you have a medical insurance, oh, wow. Woohoo. They'll blow it up. You know what I mean, guys? They'll blow it up. The doctor knows of certain problems with you, but because it belongs to another department, oh, sorry, we'll have to get another doctor to take a look. Another doctor will take a look. Another doctor, and pretty soon you see your when you check out, you see your medical bill. Woo, huge. Guys, if you don't believe me, just a simple case of a normal high fever and you go to ER and you check in, and by the time you check out, it's probably about 1,000 US dollars. Are you with me? Now, that's crazy, right? So the whole system, if you don't have the money, or even if you have the money, you're still not going to get the treatment that you deserve. You know what I mean, right? So it's crazy. So the best thing is for you to be knowledgeable, for you to learn the real stuff that can heal you. You need to have a paradigm shift. You need to have an open mind and an open heart of the things that I'm going to share with you. Look at it scientifically, right? And see whether this is the real thing this is a real deal that can heal you. Okay? So don't prejudge all the things that, we have learned. You have to basically unlearn. And hopefully this session will help you to become healthier. Okay. I've spoken my piece for the day. Right. Now, guys, this is the thing that is killing us around the world. Every country has different types of seed oil, and they contain what? Omega-6. And that one has been found in this document, which I won't go into detail today, right? As you can see, this is the National Institutes of Health, linoleic acid, omega-6, and this is 2023, July, published. And it talks about today, we are taking 14 to 25 times more omega-6 fatty acids. 14 to 25 times more. That is excessive, okay? And here in final conclusion, oxidative stress, tissue damage, and mitochondrial dysfunction from excessive LA. So remember what I said, 14 to 25 times? So that is excessive and it's causing oxidative stress, tissue damage, mitochondrial dysfunction, and it's not only responsible for, includes cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's onset. Okay. Now, what is this Alzheimer's onset? Onset will be worse also, right? Alzheimer is Alzheimer's. I don't know why they put there Alzheimer onset. Come on, I mean, is it just gonna get stuck at Alzheimer onset? Come on, that's crazy, right? It's Alzheimer. So Alzheimer includes what? Dementia, right? So I don't know. And what else? Take a look, guys. Additional chronic diseases, including cancer, dementia, obesity, diabetes, all the stuff that wasn't even an issue prior to 1920s. They were not an issue. Suddenly, it's like the top 5, right? Health problems of the world. And we are all having severe inflammation in our body caused by all these things, okay? So today I'm going to introduce to you acupuncture, which is a 3,000-year-old technology, right? And this is again from National Institutes of Health. And you can read all about it in this, The Yellow Emperor's Classic of Medicine. If you want to buy a copy, you can from Amazon. And I'm going to introduce to you electroacupuncture, which is something that has been introduced around 1930s, where at the ends of the needles, they put wire, and that generates the current into the wire into your acupoint. Now, acupuncture, for those of you who do not know what they are, is actually putting energy, all right, through the needle, or in our case, through a probe, putting energy into the acupoint to remove the blockage in that particular meridian. So Chinese believe that we are made of energy. Yeah, 3,000 years ago, they already believed that we are made of energy. And we have different energy pathways called meridians. And the energy, which is called qi, is moving around the meridians. All right. A normal, healthy person, the qi moves freely. There's no blockage. But if a person who is having some kind of a problem, then if the blockage goes untreated, it becomes chronic, it becomes a disease. Okay? So our device here is electroacupuncture, and it's battery operated. And you connect this probe. There's a wire here, connect to the machine. And by the way, this is a medical device. It's not a toy. It's not just a gadget you buy from Alibaba. No, this is a medical device from Taiwan. And we all know Taiwan, technology-wise, they are pretty good. It comes with a 2-year warranty. And what do you do with it? Well, in acupuncture, we have all the acupoints all over our body. head to toe, all right? But we choose to look at the palm because, well, that's the most convenient, right? You use the probe, it's so easy for you to touch the hand. Now it can be left hand, it can be right hand, it doesn't matter. All right, it can be left hand, it can be right hand. Now, all these points will refer to a particular organ. So you attach this and then you map it. And then anywhere that you feel vibration, you know there is a mild blockage. Anywhere that you, alright, painful or sharp sensation, then you know there is a severe blockage. Simple as that. So it can diagnose and it can relieve. In other words, it's able to detect and it's able to help you to treat it. So when you map it and you put under the detect mode, you use a low level, level 1 or level 2. By the way, there are altogether 15 levels. If you go to the highest level, 15, then the intensity of the electromagnetic wave is higher, so you will get a jolt, all right? So it's not possible for you to use that, okay? So when you use it for the first time, you probably go on level 1 and level 2. So for the men, I like to use level 2. For the ladies, it'll be level 1. You can play around it, plus minus, okay? And then you touch it. For example, you know yourself very well. So normally when we detect people, we say, don't tell us your problem. Let this machine tell you your problem that you already know. Okay? But this machine can also tell you your problems that you see. So it's amazing that it's able to warn you at a very, very early stage because prevention is better than cure, isn't it? So for example, like 1 out of 8 women will have breast cancer, not just tumor, guys? Breast cancer in the United States. I think the other parts of the world shouldn't be any different. It may be worse, right? 1 out of 8 women will have breast cancer. So here we have a breast tumor point, right? So for every woman, if there's no sensation, oh, that's great. But if there is then there's something there. You better go for treatment, or if you choose to go the other way, then please go for a mammogram and go. If you believe in this, then you treat it to get rid of the blockage. Okay, so this is really amazing. It can help a lot of people. So you start mapping it, and then if you're hypertensive, then you know it's confirming it. But we touch your kidney and we tell you that your kidney, left or right, something is wrong. You may not know. You don't display any symptoms, right? Then if you touch your eye, left eye, right eye, you will know because you know if there is a problem with your eye, isn't it? If we touch your cervical spine, you will know because it's like if your back is hurting, whether it's the upper part, middle part, lower part, sciatica, there's a sciatica nerve. If you have constipation, then there's a constipation point, and I can go on. All right, men, especially older ones, prostate. Oh, it's a big problem, isn't it? The prostate point. So this is really an amazing product. It can diagnose, it can treat. Some people will say, too good to be true. Anything which is not the pill is too good to be true. Anyway, it's crazy. We are all crazy because we listen too much of all that nonsense, right? So, guys, acupuncture is 3,000 years old. It's used by dynasties, palaces, and come on. Then why is it alternative? Because the pharmaceutical companies, they dominate the mainstream. They control even the authorities. Okay? So you want to have therapeutic claim, you got to go through the FDA. You got to meet their protocol. You got to do their stuff before it's recognized therapeutic claim. Are you with me? Drugs can do that because drugs are patented. When drugs are patented, nobody can copy. until the expiry of the drug, then it becomes generic drug. Are you with me? Right? But I don't know, 12, 15 years or whatever the patent rights, nobody can touch. So they patent the drug, then they go for the clinical trial, they spend millions, no problem, because they're going to get it back on what we call ROI, return on their investment, right? But if I say this lemon is good for you because it's a very powerful antioxidant and it can do this, and that, wow, you have to spend millions for doing clinical trials in lemons around the world. I'm just giving an example, so ridiculous, right? And then finally, you push it through, assuming that you're so good, right, in your everything submission, and everybody can get their hands on the lemon from their country and you have no patent on it because you cannot patent a fruit. Are you with me, guys? So it's so crazy. And all these alternative practitioners from Ayurveda to traditional Chinese herbs and blah, 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 they're all plants and leaves and what and da, da, da. They cannot be patented. Do you see how ridiculous the system is? So it doesn't mean that they are no good. The natives, the Indians, the Chinese, the people, traditional people, they've been treating these for, they were healthy and they were doing fine. There was no cancer until the other stuff came into the picture. And then they control. And that's why acupuncture is considered as alternative. Wow. It's 3,000 years old, may I remind you. The Western medicine is only less than 200 years old. Which one is longer? Okay, so let's move on. So electroacupuncture, and what is the science behind it? I mean, people like to go into the science and say, oh, you know, yeah, it's good, but what is the scientific uh, uh, research that you have on acupuncture and electroacupuncture? Well, stem cells journals, well, that's the best for stem cells. And here it says, electroacupuncture promotes central nervous system dependent release of mesenchymal stem cells. Wow. So by using this, isn't this called electroacupuncture? Yeah, it is, right? By using this, it will release your body's mesenchymal stem cells. What do stem cells do? They can replace, right, and repair your damaged cells. Isn't it wonderful? Well, we all know about stem cells, so I won't go into detail on that. Now, next, nature. Nature is very popular among doctors. Nature says electroacupuncture activates neurons to switch off inflammation. Remember what I said? Our body is inflamed. Why? Anything that we allow to enter our body is trying to get rid of it. And because it is so difficult to get rid of all these toxins, it becomes inflamed. Are you with me? Simple. Our entire body is inflamed, and there's nothing we can do about it. Can you imagine? Right? And this is little by little every day. You take the vegetable seed oil, right? You eat the plants that contain this herbicide, the fertilizer that's into the food and everything. It's like ingesting it and it goes into your system every day. Wow. No wonder we are all dying. Okay. So here, the inflammation will be switched off by using electroacupuncture. That's amazing. Then, this National Institutes of Health PubMed, acupuncture enhances generation of nitric oxide. We all know that nitric oxide is good for our circulatory system. Okay, and here acupuncture can do that. And number 4, acupuncture and its ability to restore and maintain immune homeostasis. Our immune system, it can be too much over. Then you have autoimmune diseases like lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, right? or your immune system can be very low and, well, you may have cancer. With acupuncture, electroacupuncture, it can achieve a yin and yang that we call homeostasis. Wonderful. All right. And many other stuff there are many other, I'm just highlighting 4 that I think are important, but there are many, many more. Even on stroke alone, from National Institutes of Health, there are so many, more than 70 documents published in about acupuncture and stroke. All right. So this is a medical device and it will help so many things, right? Common ones, look at it. And it comes in a box like this. And like all medical devices, there is a disclaimer. People with pacemakers should not use in case there is a conflict. People who are pregnant, we don't want them to blame us. So we don't want pregnant ladies to use our device. Children under 3 years, infant babies, they're too young. Their organs are not fully formed. Patient with malignant tumors. Now, this is a bit controversial because why, guys? There is no device to date anywhere in the world that can cure cancer. The moment they know that you have a medical device and you claim that you can cure cancer, they will not register you. They will not register this and the D178 if we claim that it can cure cancer. Are you with me, guys? Right? Yeah, maybe I'm into conspiracy theory, but that's the reality. Oh, show me, text me, PM me, message me, join the Facebook, send me, tell me which device can cure cancer. Okay, tell me. Chemotherapy, radiotherapy, it's all their stuff. There's no, so you cannot claim, even if you upload to YouTube and you say for cancer or this and that, wow, they may even suspend your account. Am I making this up? Like this video that I'm so forthright attacking them. If I were to upload this video onto YouTube, maybe the whole account will be suspended. And that's the reality of life. Welcome, grow up, all right, whatever it is. If I put it onto Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg is going to suspend my account too. Bye-bye to BuyDirect, all right? So that's the world that we live in. I'm not cynical, I'm not sarcastic, I'm just being realistic, okay? So we have to be careful when it comes to cancer. Patient with hemorrhagic tendencies, patient with tuberculosis, chronic alcoholic. Guys, look at this. Almost anything and everything here. Now, this can be used as a guide for treatment, but there is another booklet for treatment because in traditional Chinese medicine, when you want to treat a disease, you got to go to the root of the problem. Okay? So, for example, you may find that your disease is related to the heart, but don't be surprised, it's also caused by the kidneys. Okay? So, because in traditional Chinese medicine, they look at all the organs linked together, unlike heart surgeon, cardiovascular, orthopedic, in the Western world, they separate all of them. That's a famous British saying, right? Divide and rule. Divide them and you can control them. Surgeons, they are very smart. So they're being divided so that the people on top can control them. Are you with me? Okay. Anyway, that's just my observation. You may agree or disagree. That's okay. All right, moving on. So look at this pair of ear clips. All right. Just before we started, I was enjoying my moment, just like most of you who own one. It's your moment, isn't it, in the day, right, guys? Come on, let's be honest. This is your favorite session, right? Every day. This is for vagus nerve stimulator. Okay. This is for vagus nerve stimulator. What is vagus nerve? Why do we need to stimulate? So you stick it to your earlobes, and why do you need to stimulate your vagus nerve? So first of all, what is vagus nerve? Vagus nerve are all Look at the yellow one, right? And there are actually 80,000 nerves, 80,000 nerves that controls or part of your autonomic nervous system. It regulates your heart. Can you tell your heart how to beat, or your heart will know how to beat? Are you with me? Of course, your heart will know how to beat, right? Okay. Can you eat the food and say digest slowly? No, it will digest by itself, right? So it controls and regulates so many parts of your body, and that's the vagus nerve. Is it important? Oh, yeah, definitely. If your heart is your hardware, your kidneys are your hardware, your liver, your prostate, your pancreas, your spleen, your hardware, you need wiring, you need software. Your computer with the hardware without software, can it run? Your body with the hardware without software, can it run? It's a good analogy, isn't it? You cannot run it. So what happened to our vagus nerve, right? That's the next logical question. Two things happened. One, we had a pandemic. And what happened during the pandemic? We have COVID-19, SARS virus, COVID-19. And I will quickly show you, COVID-19 has damaged our vagus nerve. All right, COVID-19 has damaged our vagus nerve. Okay, there we go. So you see, vagus nerve contributes to dysautonomia in COVID-19. So this condition, dysautonomia, is a nervous system disorder that disrupts our autonomic body processes. Okay, so these are automatic functions like your blood pressure and heart rate. So it's a big problem, and it's caused by this term called cytokine storm. When you have the COVID-19 infection, our body produces cytokine, but too much of it, they term it as cytokine storm. So what does too much cytokine production cause? Well, look at it. So cytokines are so essential to your immune system that they play a role in most conditions and diseases that may affect you. Typically, cytokines help keep you infection-free. If your immune system releases too many cytokines in response to an infection or treatment like immunotherapy, you may develop cytokine release syndrome, also called cytokine storm. Going further down, too much inflammation can cause autoimmune diseases, metabolic disorders, cancer, sepsis. Wow. Look at this. Vagus nerve dysfunction caused by COVID-19. Again, in Forbes. So we know that the COVID-19 virus has caused a problem to our vagus nerve. So what are the symptoms? Many. Because your wiring is not correct, your heart may beat rapidly, you may have poor digestion, you may have loads of problems, memory loss, brain fog, this and that, okay? Now, another thing that happened during the pandemic, and this one is very ultra sensitive. How many of you had this? You know what I mean, right? Look at me. If you're sleeping now, look at me. You don't have to turn on your camera. Look at me. I cannot even say the V. How many of you had the V? If you don't have the V, you cannot go out and eat in the restaurant. If you don't have the V, you cannot fly. If you don't have the V, I don't know, you cannot work. That's why a lot of teachers got into trouble. Am I right, guys? Government workers, they got into trouble because what? You didn't get the V. So you're going to spread. You cannot work. You're the teacher. You cannot teach. Oh, my goodness. Wow. So we all had the V. We had the V. Some of us kicked the bucket. Yeah. Crazy world. Healthy athletes play badminton halfway, smash, pop, 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 die. Soccer player, wow, healthy. Run, boom, die. Bikers, so, hikers, These are athletes, guys. After they had this V, am I deceiving you all or am I telling the truth? Am I telling the truth? Your vagus nerve and my vagus nerve have all been damaged. I can tell you that. How many people, after having the V, maybe the first one or the suddenly have a rapid heartbeat or irregular heartbeat? Come on. You know. How many suddenly, after the first or second or third shot, have hypertension out of the blues? And then some even develop stroke. I have a cousin who died recently. He was healthy, you know. So these things happen. We are all like walking time bomb. Like the guy who had lymphoma 7 months ago, he was a normal guy. Now his face is so skinny, his stomach is so big, filled with water retention. Could have been us. So, do you want to wait or do you want to do something for yourself? Think outside the box. Do yourself a favor, do your family a favor, do this every day. We need to stimulate our vagus nerve. Okay, telling you. It's not just about selling, all right, guys. I'm 60 years old. I've come to this stage in my life that it's not chasing after money. It's not chasing after whatever. At 60 years old, spiritually, I want to save and help humanity. Are you in this together with me? I know some of you are. We can change so many situations out there, okay? Not only for ourselves, but we can share it to our people, our loved ones, and we can help them because they just don't know what to do. And they're so helpless because they go to the other side and they'll be either under the knife or lots of medication. And I don't know, the medical bill is so long. They're stressed. Okay. They just don't know what to do. So moving on. Now, many viruses will come our way. And the only way we can prepare or best prepare for them is not another V, not wearing the mask, but to have a strong immune system. Don't you agree? So let's be healthy. Let's have a strong immune system. This company is from Taiwan, established since 1999, and next year they're going for NASDAQ listing. This is the owner, Mr. Terry Chiang, 64 years old. And I've never seen a company and a device which has so many medical certifications. So this is in Taiwan. Guys, this is a mess. This is not like some products you see in Alibaba. You know Alibaba? Everyone knows Alibaba, right? Alibaba products are not tested with ISO 13485. They don't have medical certification with FDA of their country in China or anywhere. It's different. It's just a gadget. Any electronic factory can create a gadget, or they take someone and reverse engineer and copy, but they don't have the necessary credential of testing its efficacy and safetiness. Okay, so would you want to experiment on your life and your family's life from something from Alibaba? Even if you give it to me for free, I will not buy. I'll say it again. Even if you give it for me for Alibaba product which claims therapeutic, I will not use it. Because you don't know. You don't know, right? So this is a medical device with FDA. That means, you know, Taiwan FDA has investigated clinical trial. So there's a very big difference. You need a clinical trial, you need hospital endorsement before you can get a medical device approval. So they have it in Taiwan. They have it in China. Okay. The China version, they have a factory there as well. Here you see English words, relief, detect, right? But the one made in China is Chinese Mandarin words. So it's a big company we're talking about here, right? Now, they also have in the USA. Wow. The United States of America. We have a FDA approved medical device. Wow. 6.5 years it took them, and $2 million US. We are the first electroacupuncture device to have a US FDA medical device approval. We are the first and also the last. Because no Alibaba company will want to get a US FDA, which took 6.5 years and $2 million US. Are you with me? So we are the first and the last. So you can pride yourself by saying that we are the one and only one. Okay. So aside from that, Korea, Japan, ISO 13485 from UK, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Russia, Germany, even WHO recognizes us. Now, there is a saying in the Philippines. I'm here in the Philippines, but I'm not a Filipino, I'm a Malaysian. There's a saying in the Philippines, to see is to believe. To see is to believe. So you can talk and whatever, but they want to see. Okay. So to see is to believe is testimonies. All right. So these are the testimonies, guys. Okay. So many. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy paste. All right. In the chat. So you can please, if you're new, please copy. Okay. Please copy it so that you can view it later on. All the are here. And they are truly amazing. All right. Hope you can see it, guys. There we go. So this link tree, let me open it so that you know what I'm talking about. I have prepared it hundreds of hours of my time, okay? So that you can benefit. That's what I've done. And introduction, video, all linked to YouTube. Look at the testimonies, guys. Starting from here, all the way like a train. So many. All right, take your time, take a peek. Let's go through these slides. So you can see very quickly, kidney dialysis, hemorrhoid, sleep better, hypertension, back pain, accurate diagnosis. These are the pioneers. All right, then lung cancer, this sciatica, hypertension, diabetes type 2, insomnia, hernia, prostate, vertigo, insomnia, constipation, heart problem, blurry vision, became clear, diabetes type 2, eyesight, uterine cancer. Wow. Remember about cancer? Yeah, we have a case. She used it for 5 months. iDoc saved my life from acute heart attack. She had a heart attack. Amazing. This one is like some kind of a frozen shoulder, right? Lock, the rotator cuff. And then prostate. As you get older, you have problems to pee. And here, this guy now, when he pees, it's like a waterfall. When he pees now, it's like a waterfall. So, yeah, it's amazing. Okay, bipolar, pain, 3 times stroke, the patient's carotid artery hardened now after. And moving on. Herniated disc, injured himself, and then whenever the nerve, it will come back when you're in an awkward position or whatever, and it's very painful. Neuropathy, Parkinson's disease, yeah. Sense of smell, cataract gone, tingling, trigger finger, onset Parkinson, and now I want to share this. There are many more, but I want to share this video when the founder came to Philippines, just for you to feel the excitement that we felt. August 16. Medical mission in Manila. Top right hand is okay. very easy. On the bottom left is his son, Johnson. So he And now I want to spend a little bit of time to talk about another wonderful product from the same manufacturer called the D178. And these two products complement one another. So here again, disclaimer, people who use pacemaker or any kind of devices in their body, they cannot use. People with foreign metal object, well, if you have titanium or stent in the heart, it's okay. People with malignant tumors, again, because this is not a cancer curing device, according to FDA. So we have to say this out. People who are not fully recovered from surgery, pregnant women 20 years old. And in the box, it is like that. I want you to know, I don't work for the company. I don't work for the manufacturer. I'm just a presenter on these products. All right. So I'm not bound by what they can or what they cannot say. I can say anything. That's my personal view. If you subscribe to my view, you follow. If you don't, that's fine. That's fine. That's okay. All right. So I'm not like, you know, kind of restricted like the company people regarding cancer. So this is how it looks like. You can set up like this. Okay, so two people, when you buy, we'll give you an extra set. Two people can share. And what it does is the machine and the mat generates, the machine generates negative into your body. So some of us have heard of grounding, you take off your shoes and you walk on the grass, you go to the beach, you go to the waterfall, you go to the jungle, you go hiking, you get loads of negative ion entering your body. And that's good because all the toxins and bacteria and viruses and all these things are positively charged. You need negatively charged to neutralize them. Are you with me? But the problem is we are all wearing shoes. Even at home, we are wearing something, so we are not grounding. And a lot of people nowadays, the modern family, they live in apartment, condominium, and they're not grounded at all. So we don't get the healing that is badly needed in our body. So this machine will restore by putting negative ion back into your body. And it does one thing. Balanced blood pH is 7.35 to 7.45, mild alkaline. All right, guys, we agree on that. Even the scientific medical community agree on that. So it's 7.35 to 7.45. That is a balanced blood pH. The next question is, have acidic blood pH? It's because of the inflammation. Okay, the inflammation in our body, and I'll prove to you, I researched and I found this document, National Institutes of Health. You see the highlight, you go to one sentence, local acidification, local means our body, local acidification may develop also during acute, means short-term, or chronic inflammation. Okay, so when you have acute or chronic inflammation, your body pH will go down. Very dangerous. When your blood pH is mild alkaline, you have a higher saturation level of oxygen, higher oxygen, brighter blood red, okay? When you are into acidic, your blood is darker, less oxygen. Please bear that in mind, all right? And I'll come to that, why it's so important. Now, when your blood pH starts to go into acidic, that's where tumor starts to form. I repeat, when your blood pH goes into acidic pH, tumor starts to form. This gentleman is Dr. Otto Heinrich Warburg. In 1931, he was awarded the Nobel Prize for the root cause of cancer. 1931. Wouldn't you agree that the Nobel Prize is a prestigious science award? Okay, you don't simply give it to anyone. Then, what did he say? Look at the highlight in the middle. Cancerous tissues are acidic, whereas healthy tissues are alkaline. Wow. Further down, all normal cells have an absolute requirement for oxygen, but cancer cells can live without oxygen. Deprive a cell 35% of its oxygen for 48 hours, 2 days, and it may become cancerous. Wow. Just reduce and it becomes cancerous. Can you imagine? Now you know why cancer is the #2 leading cause of death in the world. And I posted recently, 1 out of 2 people on the planet will have cancer. Wow, that's pretty scary, isn't it? 1 out of 2. That is alarming. Do you notice that nowadays, in the past, I mean, heart diseases and all that is confined to older people, but now even heart and stroke, they're getting younger. Did you all notice that? Yeah, something is wrong, isn't it? Something is wrong. Now, moving on. If someone has acidic pH, tumor starts to form. And this tumor normally is like a placenta. That's like a shell kind of thing. And everything bad is contained inside. It's a tumor, right? So our body is amazing. When it senses danger, for example, needs to break them down or get rid of it, but cannot, then they use the fat to cover it to protect against the other organs. That's why you see some people, even they eat little, they put on weight. Okay. And same for tumor. So when your tumor is forming, it's like a placenta. And then the worst thing that we can do is to go for biopsy. When you go for biopsy, you cut it open, it spreads. So that's my view, okay? Because it's contained in the placenta and you cut it open, you want to take the sample, the biopsy, and then spread, right? So don't do that. Now, this machine will balance your blood pH, and by so, the oxygen level will go up, right? What do you think will happen to the cancer cells? That's your formula. That's your success. I'll give you 3 short stories that you can go watch in a Linktree. One is my good buddy, Andrew Yap, good friend of mine. We play golf. In fact, this morning we played again. His father, his dad, 86 years old, was peeing blood. So that was a few months ago. And then immediately I said, oh, was it kidney stone? He said, no, no pain. Then I said, a bit strange. So went to see a doctor, did an MRI, and they found this growth. So he had a tumor on his kidney. Okay. Now, 86 years old, you cannot do chemo, right? At 86. And my friend also doesn't believe in biopsy because he is also like me, believe that you do a biopsy, it will spread. So at that time, I said, hey, bro, I have this wonderful machine I was telling him about. Immediately, he paid me. Immediately, he took it and he said, for my dad, what should I do? I said, well, start slow, build it up twice a day. Okay. 2 hours, one shot. I said, 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening. And he followed exactly what I said. Now, when the dad was having problem peeing blood and all that, he used to walk a lot. He used to eat a lot. But after encountering this problem, he stopped walking and he's very little food. He doesn't want to eat. You know, sick people, right? After using the D178 for about a week, wow, the appetite came back to normal. The walking came back to normal. Okay. Then recently, the father flew to Cebu. So from Manila, flew to Cebu. He went to Cebu for 1 month. He took the D178 and they have this carer flew with him. Okay, when they came back to Manila, for a few days he didn't do the D178. I said, why? I mean, he said the carer forgot to include the remote control. So the remote control was stuck in Cebu. And then I said, hey, go and send by LBC. He said, yeah, because I noticed that my dad is slowly like doesn't want to walk that much and also slowly like don't want to eat, noticeable. So they quickly sent it from Cebu, the remote control, and he resumed again, and now he's back to normal again. Okay. So guys, I don't know, to see is to believe. Well, I'm just sharing something real with you, and I thought you can use it. But January, this morning he told me January they will do another MRI. So he has the before the tumor and the after. Hopefully we can have an update and then compare the result. That's story number one, testimony number one. Then testimony number two is from Ghana, Africa. Yes, Ghana. So we have Reverend Allen bought the D178 and one eye dot way back in end of July. He received it end of July. He posted even in our Facebook. He was so happy about it. And then recently, he had a friend who is a hospice patient. For those of you who knows hospice means you're terminally ill, certified by doctor that you have what, less than 6 months to live, isn't it? And he told the wife of the patient, who is his friend, what have you got to lose, right? He's gonna die anyway. It's already confirmed. You should try. So he got them to try his D178. He loaned it to them. And this guy couldn't even raise his feet to put on the machine. He was bedridden. So they put the mat under his body. Remember, there's a blue thing. You put your feet on it. And there's a mat that you, for a guy who can hardly move, immediately after 2.5 hours, he was able to raise his arms and scratch his head. Scratch. That's a big wow for the wife and for my friend, Reverend Allen. Okay. And after that, he took up the water and he drank himself. That's another wow. I think if I remember, if you go watch the Linktree, all right, I think after the third session, he was able to walk out from the room with the help of a, walking stick. And after the fourth session, he was able to walk without a walking stick. Now, how do you explain that? But they're going to do a series of tests because Reverend Allen is very scientific and he's got doctors under him and they're going to check him out with the blood work and everything. All right. So very soon there will be an update. That's number two. Then number three is from Nigeria. Chamberlain, Nigeria. He bought the D178 because 3 of his children have problems, from autism to ADHD. So he bought the machine for them, but his wife's aunt has cancer of the plasma. This is known as multiple myeloma. Can hardly talk, can hardly eat, bedridden. After 7 to 8 days, can talk a lot, can eat normal. In fact, you go watch the video. The daughter even thanked me for this wonderful device. So guys, to see is to believe, I know, but it's truly amazing. Now, before we end, I want to show you. When you sit on it or when you put your feet on it, you don't feel any heat at all. So how do you know that this thing works? Well, let me show you. This is how it works. Okay, because the tissue paper is positively charged, your entire body is negatively charged. Hi, enjoying, huh?
I'm enjoying the machine.
We take this opportunity.
Do you feel anything at all?
No.
Totally nothing, huh?
Yeah, no.
But look at the, wow, standing, yeah? See? Oh, amazing.
Tissue standing.
Tissue standing.
That's a positive.
See, negative and positive. Amazing, right? So if you don't see the tissue standing, you will not know that the machine is turned on, isn't it? So it is an amazing combination of product. They complement each other. One is to diagnose, unblock, and stimulate your vagus nerve. The other one is to make the environment for your cells, which is the blood, healthy. How can you expect your cells to be healthy if the blood is not healthy? Are you with me? So the machine is not the one curing the cancer. The machine restores your blood pH. Your body cures the cancer. Thank you very much for listening in, and I hope you enjoyed today's session. And please unmute yourself and Q&A. Thank you.
Recording stopped.
I'm having a great time, aren't I? So guys, please don't be shy. Ask questions related to the topic and the product. I'll be more than happy to enlighten you.
Hi, doctor. Hi, doctor.
Introduce
I would
yourself.
like to ask, yes,
Introduce
the
yourself.
D7178,
Introduce yourself, please.
yeah, my
Introduce
name is
yourself.
Brenda.
Yes,
I'm
Brenda.
currently using iTalk.
Currently
So,
using iDoc.
yes, iTalk. So if I were to buy the D178, so, how do I use it? I mean, how to alternate the two devices? Or can I
Okay.
use it concurrently?
Oh, not at the same time, but you can use. You see, my ritual is this. If I don't play golf, I'll wake up in the morning, I'll have my shower and everything, and then I'll use the iDoc. Okay. And then after that, in the afternoon, I like to go to Starbucks for my coffee, right? I have one coffee a day. And that's where I relax and have a good time. And I will do the ear clip. Then in the evening, I will also do the iDoc. And in the afternoon, because now we have a wellness center, the D178 used to be in my condo, but now it's in a wellness center. And the wellness center is just nearby. So I'll just walk and I'll do 30 minutes. Okay. So, but I'm someone without any medication. I don't have any existing problem. But if someone has a problem, you may want to use the D178 for 2 hours in a row. That's up to you. There's no side effect. You can use it 2 hours in a row. Because the machine has a timer, 30 minutes, 1 hour, or 2 hours. So you can use it 2 hours in a row. Also okay. I hope that answers you. But you cannot use the machine and use the ear clip at the same time, cannot. You cannot use the machine and use the iDoc at the same time, cannot. Okay?
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And do
So
not
meaning,
download.
this the D178 basically is to balance your
Balance your
pH level.
pH. That's what the brochure, if you read, point number 6 tells us that. And this brochure, it is written, is very important for you and I to know, because this product has been registered with the Taiwan FDA for more than 10 years. And to register with Taiwan FDA, they will read every sentence, every word. And specifically, if you cannot prove, you cannot claim. And they put there, it will balance your blood pH. Okay, improve your blood pH. So it's amazing. So when your blood pH is normalized again, your cells will be healthy again, because the environment of your cells is your blood.
Okay.
And there are some people who ask me, oh, what about Kangen water? Or I said that one is different, because when you take this alkaline or water, your body still need to ingest and it still need to go into the blood, right? But here is different, because we go straight into the blood, we change the pH of the blood straight away.
I see. I mean, from what I see, looks like the D178 is more effective. I mean,
No, no.
iDoc.
No, I wouldn't. I've been using this for quite a number of months now. I wouldn't say that it is more effective. The D178 has its own purpose. and the purpose is to balance your blood pH, but it still doesn't unblock, you know. So you still need you still need the eye doc to unblock, you see.
Okay, understand.
And then
So you need eye block,
178,
then you need
the
to drink.
D178, Brenda, cannot stimulate your vagus nerve, you know.
Oh, I see. Okay, different function.
I'm
Now I get it.
very straightforward.
Because
I
I'm
hope you
just
don't mind.
using it for less than a week lah. I just
Okay.
got it.
Yeah. But very good lah, because the D178, the whole family can use. You can invite your friends and loved ones to use.
I felt very sleepy and very tired.
Yeah. A lot of people feel sleepy because that is part of healing, isn't it? That is part of healing. Then it will get normal. In fact, when you use the ear clip, like 30 minutes and above, oh, you'll sleep very well. A lot of people, even from the first session, already feel that.
Oh yeah. I slept better.
Hey,
Guys,
to sleep is
Yeah.
good, right? I mean, you shouldn't complain, right? Some people cannot sleep. You can,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
James,
That's
James,
good.
this is Tim.
Yeah,
I've,
Tim.
on the situation of the D178, I've been doing more research,
Mhm.
and I found something really, really a bonus, which is parasites live in an acidic body up to as far as 7.1 to 7.2
Mm.
in your body. But
Okay.
but once it reaches 7.3, these parasites can't survive because the body's too alkaline.
Wow.
And
Fantastic. Send me the
4 or
paper.
5 different.
Can you send me your studies if you don't mind, bro?
Absolutely, sure. And what I read was that there's specific types of parasites that are very unhealthy for the human body, that are very acidic in the sense of they're almost like going hand in hand with cancer. that they do so much damage to your body that the stem cells can't produce enough fast enough to repair the damage.
Wow.
So this is where the key thing I like about is that the D178, once you reach your body at the right alkali level, 7.35 or above, is that it kills the parasites. So if you kill the parasites, now the body, the stem cells, will outweigh the damage that the parasites have done. So you're just reversing the psychology of it. Instead of the parasites overwhelming what the stem cells do, now the stem cells can repair faster because there's no more parasites that's producing the damage.
I know you have just removed the load. You have just removed the load, the resistance, the the stem cells to function more efficiently. Yeah.
Yeah, you're bringing up more healing power with the D178 because you're eliminating the problem that's creating the problem.
Yeah.
So when you eliminate the problem, then the stem cells are going to now concentrate more on not what the damage is consistently doing. Now it's repairing what needs to be repaired. So it's quite interesting when I read this.
Parasites can cause a lot of. Our digestive system is one of the most important systems.
Yeah, and what was interesting, I thought the parasites were right in. They said, yeah, you can find your stool and that, but he says most times you're not going to see the parasites because they embed themselves right into the like the esophagus or the diaphragms of your or in the
so now
digestive system itself.
Now with the pH alkaline, you kind of get rid of them already immediately.
Absolutely.
They have nowhere to hide.
No. And once they're done, that's when the healing starts really happening because there's no competition. There's no, the enemy is gone. So now I can do my job.
Fantastic, team. Please send it to me, all right?
Yeah, I will, sir.
Thank you for your contribution, my friend. All right, Chong, to answer your question, can you use direct power? You're referring to the socket, right? If you want to use the socket, please buy an adapter. I have bought an adapter myself. It's a 5 volt 1 ampere, 5V 1 ampere. I hope you're listening, Chong. 5V 1 ampere. I think we posted it on Facebook as well. That is the safest. It will not harm your device. Okay, that's why for people who choose to use the power bank, they need a really low output. Okay, I'm trying to read all the questions here, and yeah. Okay, you cannot sleep after using the ear clips level 3 last night. Well, sometimes it's a healing crisis can be even normalized. All right, guys. And yeah. So thank you so much for today. And yeah, I hope you appreciate this kind of straightforward style. But every word that I said today is with a good heart to warn you, to tell you, to open your mind. And I wish
Doctor, Dr. James,
yes.
can I ask you one more question?
Yeah, go ahead. Who is that?
I'm Man from Seremban.
Man. Yes, Man.
Yeah,
Yes.
doctor, I understand this this eye drop can help us to heal the cataract, eyes cataract.
Yes, according to
How
David
it actually work? How it actually works?
David Lian, because you have the eye points, the eye,
Yeah.
the middle finger, the two
Yes.
eyes. Yeah, you just use the probe on the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Oh, then what I call?
Not on the eyes here, no, on the eyes here.
Yeah. But in a real I mean in the nerve the time how it actually work? Because just now one of my friend keep on asking me, is it really can work? I say there are testimony lah, but I don't know how exactly how it works.
The ear clip for the eye for the cataract, I don't think so. I think it's for the probe is for the cataract is for the eyes here in your middle finger. That is the eye acupoint.
Oh.
The ear clip is for the vagus nerve.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you, doctor. Thank you.
welcome. All right, guys. So that's it. And God bless all of you and enjoy the D178. And if you have a budget, the D178 as well. Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, doctor. Good night.